Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm working on an old Craftsman, made in USA. I actually don't think there's much of anything wrong with this. It's probably like a 26 or 30 tooth. I haven't counted it, I haven't checked yet. It's a BE series Craftsman. Some of you might remember one of these from your dad's or grandpa's, but it's got some age to it. I have to look it up, probably late 30s, early 40s. So 70, 80 years old, somewhere like that. Still a good tool. That's one thing about a lot of these old tools, guys. They're still usable. There's nothing wrong with it. Just needs to clean up. It needs to be oiled. And I don't think I'm gonna do much of this. I'm gonna run it over. Oops, sorry. I'm gonna run it over the wire wheel. I may not do anything to the outside because I think this was plain steel. Look at how simple that is. The mechanism is just so easy. $20 tooth. Huh. Yep. $20 tooth. Now you know, think about it. Look how much torque. And when that slides over, see, look at the amount of metal to metal contact. You imagine the torque you can put on this thing. I mean, the fine tooth. If you look at a fine tooth, you're talking, you know, 70 to 90. Some of them got 120 tooth, and you try putting that kind of torque that you can do with something like this. I just think it's kind of cool. Well, this is riveted in, and I'm not going to drive that out. I'm going to leave that just like it is. The problem with doing that, though, is I can't get all of that apart like I want. See, that's riveted. That's a rivet. I could push it out. Problem is getting it right back where I want it. I don't think I can salvage that rivet. So I may have to clean it just like this. Which I think that's my option. That's my only option. Because I don't want to ruin this old tool here. It's a good old tool. Huh. Wonder what that is. I thought maybe that was old dry grease, but I don't think it is. I don't know what it's whatever it was. Sometimes grease, when it sits for a long time, it turns into almost, it cakes like like our red mud we have here in Oklahoma. Kind of what it reminds me of. Tell you what, probably what I need to do now is just take the Dremel and just work it down in there. Really doesn't take a whole lot. This thing wasn't in bad shape, so trying to get down in there where the metal touches, trying to get down in there to clean. See what kind of wire wheels I got from my Dremel. All right. Trying to get in all the crevices, cracks. Looks like it did pretty good for what I can do. I mean, I can only do so much. Without, if I take it apart completely, pull that rivet out, I'm afraid I may not be able to get it back together. And I don't want to ruin a good ratchet. No reason to. Now the hard part. No, not really going to be that bad. And you can do most of this work if you guys want to get cleaning some tools up, some old stuff. You can do everything with Dremels. All right, let me work on this some more. Need some more carb cleaner. Anyways, work on this some more and come back and see what it looks like. I may run it over the wire wheel too, so we'll be back. All right, guys. I think this is like 1937 to 1940. Could be a little earlier. And it's a plain steel. It's not nickel. There's no plating. It's just plain steel. Pretty cool. And I cleaned this up the best I could, but you can see a lot of pitting on that. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to leave it just like it is. It's usable just like this. So, yeah. All I'm going to do, I am definitely going to lube this metal to metal here where it makes contact. It's still a usable wrench. For those of you who, I don't know, like all new tools, there's nothing wrong with this tool. It's a good used tool. Good used tool. I'm trying to get grease wherever it needs. I'm gonna use a little oil on this one too. something as old as this thing is, still functional. And I'm not sure where I got this. I think I got it through the estate sale, but if I remember right, I don't have much of anything, maybe a few, like $2 or less in this. All I'm going to do now is right here where that anything that might touch metal to metal, this plate. Now also we'll get a little bit of, now I know this, I'm not worried that this red Loctite, for one, I'm the only one that pretty much uses my tools unless my wife steals something from me. But this, she wouldn't use, she doesn't use sockets or ratchets, so I'll be the only one ever taking this apart and using it or cleaning it or anything. So I'm going to lock this down with this Loctite. Snug, slide. Oh, a lot smoother. Holy crap, that's good. Hang on, let me get this grease off here. See, that's one thing I don't like about a lot of grease. It comes out in places when you're working on something and you get grease all over everything. Now, what I'm going to do here, just a drop of oil under there. New Britain company, BE. New Britain early days made a lot of Craftsman tools. New Britain was one of the top 9 tool manufacturers in the early part of the century. Listen to this, how quiet it is. 20-tooth ratchet, ladies and gentlemen. The only thing I don't like, no thumb release. What we'll do, hang on. I'm gonna drop a drop of oil down inside. I don't show it all the time, but I do this to almost every ratchet I ever touch. Check that out, ladies and gentlemen. At least 80 years old. Nice little ratchet. Nothing fancy. Where's my tape measure? Seven inch, 6 3/4. Little ratchet. I mean, if you find something like this, it's, for one, it's a good use tool. That for one, it will work. Yeah, it is a 20-tooth ratchet. It's not super fancy, but boy, this thing, you can put a lot of torque. The only problem is the handle is awful short on this thing. I mean, you're talking what, 2.5 inches? No, 2 inch. The knurling, but you can grab it. I mean, it's still, for most little jobs, this thing would work great. There you go. Didn't really do a whole lot except just run it over the wire wheel and the Dremel and then oiled it, greased it. There you go. Good used tool brought back to a good usable condition. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of these old tools are still functional, still usable. You find these things, most people wouldn't pick this up because it's not a new one. I'm not most people. I see the value in this tool. This tool here is usable. There's nothing wrong. No slop, there's no backlash, there's nothing. I mean, that is tight right there. The way it's made, I like it. And I will use this. It'll be with my others. Yeah, good usable tool, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me what you think. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Gripe at me, I don't care. I got a good tool for little and nothing. I'm pretty sure I got less than $2 in this. Probably $1. Because if I got this out of the pawn shop, I know I paid $1 for it or less. If I got this through the estate sale, I could have even got less than $1 in it. But there you go. Even for a $5 bill, still a good used tool. All right, guys. Y'all have a good day.